raise our voices to the God who is the author of this most tender music. And may he continue to hold us close as we fill the world with our sound in unity, affection, and love. One people, under God.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
For the first time, the GOP really wanted to make this a convention without walls.
Tampa is a relatively small city, I guess, but we were kind of joking. I think there's some truth to it, though, that we were kind of joking around that maybe Tampa was chosen because people like the fringe is less likely to travel to Tampa or be around Tampa to cause disrupting events. So, I mean, maybe that it was said in jest, but I think there's some truth to it. Like, it doesn't seem like there's going to be that much disruption in a city like Tampa in the summer when it's like this, when we're all, melting outside.
Basically, I was trying to be an actor in Hollywood and failing miserably. Could no longer lie to myself when I looked in the mirror in my pizza delivery outfit that I was an actor, and I up and quit. I taught myself web design and video editing over the course of a couple years. And then when 9/11 happened, I decided I had to do something more beneficial to society with my newly found skills.
When I was a young reporter covering car crashes and house fires, I learned from a good assignment editor, you got to get out of the car. And there's a lot of reporters who sit in the car and they let the photographer get out of the car and take the pictures and jump back in, and they don't really, they'll call and get the facts from the police station later. And I think you always miss the story.
I wouldn't say that I was one of those progressives that thought, say, Republicans are evil aliens or something and they're terrible people, but it's interesting to talk to these people that I do still disagree with quite a bit, but we do have things in common. One thing that I found surprising was that there seems to be more support for gay rights among individual conservatives and Republicans than I thought.
I think that the Obamacare is bad for gay people. This is the biggest event ever hosted by a gay organization at a Republican convention. Not that size matters, but ours is the biggest.
The official RNC line is that it's all one big happy family marching toward victory in November. That is not true. I think too often people do get into silos and believe and echo chambers, and that's destructive. Because then they start believing their own BS. And it's sort of like a fish tank. You need to clean it once in a while, otherwise you're going to suffocate.
Everybody in the business is struggling with how to deal with the internet and how to use the internet effectively. And I think the biggest problem that everyone is having is figuring out how to transform yourself into an internet-savvy company, which is very, very difficult because there are sort of bureaucratic structures within these companies, and there are these notions of how you do things.
So what we've got here on this screen is 5 different webcams pulled up in 5 different windows, each being screen captured and sent to this program. We got 3 other actually 4 other streamers out in the field, and those streams get remixed and sent to our mobile broadcast news live stream channel. My purpose has been at times to protect and serve. And it has been at times to be a critical eye of social justice movements, and it's also been a critical eye of the status quo. How do you intend to execute this plan? I mean, because there's a lot of brilliant plans in the world, man, but without execution, it doesn't help.
Put it on paper, get people to sign it up and have send some legislation.
He just calls you a leader.
Terrific.
I believe in the freedom and opportunity and the principles of our Constitution that have led us to become the greatest nation in the history of the earth. I believe in America.
It's really hard to be authentic when you have a team of 30 trying to speak for you. And that's what's happening with any of these campaigns. You have a team speaking for you. How authentic is that? So,
you know, there's these sort of random things, printing tweets on the screen, which don't really seem to provide much added content to the viewer at all, right? That's sort of the compromise that they've gotten to so far within their company, and you know, they're evolving, but it's very slow.